Well, you got to start the live over.
No way, really? No, we don't.
No? Okay.
Okay, cool. All right. The camera was off, you guys. Welcome back. Part 2. We're a little bit late. Sorry.
Welcome.
Better late than never, but never late is better.
Howdy doody, everybody. Howdy doody. I actually did get a little bit of sleep.
Oh, yeah. We had a little adventure during our break.
Yeah.
I have a nail in my back tire of my brand new car. I haven't even had it 24 hours and it's already in the shop.
Well, that had to have just happened this morning when we left.
Yeah.
So.
Never know, but it's only like $30 to get it patched up. So it's at the shop now. And yeah.
And brand new tires.
They're all brand new tires. So yeah.
Brand new low profile tires. Expensive ass tires. So we ain't buying no new tires. We're putting a plug in that thing.
We're going to put a butt plug in it and call it a day. You know what I'm saying? Anyways. All right. Welcome back. We are going to still be accepting orders for a little bit longer. That's our lineup right now. Let me get the link in here for everybody. Oh, that's not working. Why does that not want to go?
Murky Metro.
No, here we go. Let's pin that. I know they did say. Well, I texted the salesman, and I was like, "There's a nail in my back tire," and I guess he was gonna fix it, but they're so far away. I think it's about the dealership's like almost a 40-minute drive or like 35 minutes away. So I was gonna deal with it. Whatever. I don't even know if I didn't know the severity of the hole. You know what I mean? I don't know if I could even make it all the way there for them to fix it. It's just not really worth it.
Well,
but
when you first texted me, you said it's at 23 pounds. And then you said now it went down to 21. So in like a matter of a couple of minutes, it lost 2 pounds.
Yeah, so I turned around.
That's why I said come back.
Yeah.
So anyway, that happened. Same thing happened to my truck. I just plugged it up in the rain.
That was so bad.
It sucked.
That was just like our luck living there. That was not fun. Okay. So yeah, we have a pretty large list. So I think we're just gonna get right into it. If any of you guys have any questions, I'm in the comments. But let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so actually is Tara? How do you say that? Are you in the chat?
Tara?
Her question is, what does James want from me? So I think we need a little bit more context to that.
Who is James? Who is this person to you? Is it somebody you're interested in? Is it an ex that you broke up with? Or?
And then you guys keep in mind when you do purchase, a specific question is required. We did get a couple that were like, whatever wants to come through or anything like that. We need like more of a specific, no general questions.
I have general readings on my website if you want a general reading.
If you're interested in that is on the website, tarotwithrich.com. Let me know if you want to switch your reading from a live reading to one of the general ones, and then I can just like send you an invoice for the remaining. That reminds me of someone else here. Oh yeah, this one I needed to reach out to. All right, well, I don't see that person's in the chat, so we're just going to move along to the next one.
Okie dokie.
All right, next is for Kav or Cave. Kav. I'm not good with names. I don't know why I'm in this.
Cav?
I like overthink names, I guess. Okay. It says, I'm in separation with the mom of my kid that I thought was my soulmate. She's a Pisces. Will we end up together, or is this the end for us as a couple? And they are an Aries.
Well, she is a soulmate. You didn't think she was a soulmate. She is a soulmate. You don't have a kid with somebody and them not be a very near and dear soulmate. The question is, what was in the soul contract? Not was it a soulmate? When you come here to Earth to play this game, you only come here with a big group of your friends. You don't come here and play the game with a bunch of strangers that you don't know. Every person that makes their way into your life is soul family. Let's just see what was in that soul contract, though. 5 of Cups. Disappointment. Disappointment was in the soul contract.
That's crazy.
Plus, I know I beat this drum to death, but I don't know where people in the spiritual community got this idea, but fire and water do not mix. Okay. All right. So I do feel like this was karmic in nature. So it's what you call what I like to call a karmic life partnership. So it's karmic because it was unfinished business from a previous lifetime. But that karmic contract from the last lifetime was supposed to be a life partnership. So you more than likely switched roles, so like whoever was the husband in the last lifetime is the wife in this lifetime. Don't quote me on that. That's just how most humans do it. And now you came back to see if you could try it again in this lifetime. And it doesn't really look like it's working out in this lifetime either. So the soul contract is incomplete and there still remains a karmic tie. So when the soul contract is incomplete, whenever you come to anybody for a reading, doesn't matter who it is, it doesn't matter what kind of reading you're getting, 90% of what is being read is what I like to call the default timeline. What that means is what was planned. That's most of what people are reading. And when things are not going according to plan, the only thing we can read is the energy. Because now it's a free-for-all that's pretty unpredictable once we get off the default timeline. So the only thing I can read is the energy and tell you how that energy will manifest, but that energy can change at any given time. So let me give this person an energy check. 10 of Wands. So this person's never healed from anything that has ever happened to her in her life. So she's still carrying the burdens and the vibrational baggage of every trauma, every heartache, every disappointment that she's ever been through. She hasn't released anything, ever. So I don't really think she has the bandwidth to even think straight enough to understand what she needs to do here. I don't think so. But I do think that she feels deep, deep, deep down inside that this soul contract is not complete. But right now, she's too clouded. The wool is pulled over her eyes. She's too clouded by the I don't even know what you would call that. The vibrational weight and the baggage that's weighing on her shoulders, So there's a possibility, because she does feel, I think on a conscious level, that this soul contract is incomplete. So it's possible, but just right now she's just frozen, because she looks at this as more of a burden than a blessing. But she doesn't understand that, the relationship is not supposed to create your happiness for you. You create your happiness, And if she can understand that, then it's possible that the two of you could end up coming back together. Right now, like I said, she's just really, really weighed down by the burden of everything that's ever happened to her. So, I would give it probably a 60% chance that reconciliation will end up happening. Really hard to say, because you weren't supposed to separate. So.
Can I see your phone real quick, please? Someone says they paid through Cash App. Do you get notified for that?
I don't know.
I don't know anything about Cash App. You don't even really have it downloaded.
My phone does that. If a app sits dormant for too long, my phone just deletes it automatically.
What?
Yeah, always does that.
That's crazy.
It must be in the settings or something.
Oh, it was in the link as an option to pay. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, never mind. It's not going to go to the app then. Okay. Just a second.
No rush.
Megan, did you pay under like an alias name? Because I don't have anything for a Megan. All right, let me read the next one. Yeah, I check your bank to see if it got taken out. I don't think I have anything from you. I'll double check. Let me just read this one really quick. Okay. Next is for Anonymous. My ex and I have not been in contact for a year now. Since he broke up with me, I have been hoping on his return, and they are Sagittarius. So basically a reconciliation. If there's going to be a reconciliation.
That's not a question. That's a statement.
Yeah, but I could read through the lines what they're asking on that one.
Well, a Sagittarius took off running.
No, she or they.
Oh, you're
the
a
Anonymous
Sagittarius.
is the Sagittarius. Okay. I'm adding whoever bought the reading. I'm adding their sign at the end now.
Dirty. King of Swords, Death card. So your all soul contract is complete with the Death card and the Two of Cups in the reverse. It's kind of looking like this person hit the ground running on that. Hit the ground running. I'm curious as to how long you all were together. Usually when I see this kind of energy right here, it's usually something that didn't last very long. I could be wrong on that, but it doesn't really look like this person was ever in love. It doesn't look like it. It looks like this person was probably looking for a reason to leave long before he actually did. And I don't know the situation or circumstance that surrounded the breakup, but he either jumped on the first excuse he could find to leave, or maybe he created the reason, or maybe he just got tired of waiting and just said, fuck it, just time to boot, scoot, and boogie. But, yeah, not only that, but he's not somebody you need in your life anyway. He does not align with your highest good. Anyway, well, that's just a general overview. I guess I can dig his feelings and intentions up a little bit deeper. All right. King of Swords again. Yeah, this doesn't really look like. Now, here's the thing. Don't take this personal. I don't think he has the bandwidth to form a genuine love connection with anyone. Anyone. King of Swords like that comes up twice. I haven't seen any cups. No Ace of Cups, Page of Cups, Knight of Cups. No anything that indicates trying to connect with anyone on an emotional level. So, yeah. So, I mean, I don't think he really knows how to connect with anyone on that level. I don't want to say too much. I don't know how long y'all were together. That would play a role in how I explain this energy. But I mean, here's what could happen. Okay. If you fail to release a connection for too long, then the universe could bring the two of you back together after a couple of years, but not really for a reconciliation, to give you the chance to release it. So that is a possibility if you're unable to release this here this year. You know, I could see a potential for the two of you possibly late this year, early to middle of next year at the latest, possibly coming back together if you're unable to release this. But this is a completed karmic contract. But there is still a karmic tie, if that makes sense. So, yeah, I don't think he's planning on making a return, but if you're unable to release this, the universe might make the two of you cross paths in the next year or so to help you release it. But you never know, that could turn into another reconciliation attempt. But anyway, all right.
All right, next is for Lightseeker. I would like to know what my current connection is, feelings / intentions are for me. He's a Cancer and initials are WB. Thank you so much, Rich and Leah. And Lightseeker is a Libra.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no. We just got to put that back in there.
Look what fell out.
Just put that on back in there.
Okay.
We'll know if it comes back
I'm
out.
going to put that back in there, and I'm going to grab a different deck.
That's a naughty card.
Just for poops and laughs.
Ew.
Shits and giggles.
It's all shits and giggles till someone giggles and shits.
Let's see. What's this person's feelings, energies, and intentions?
Pretty much, yeah.
So my question is, why won't he let you know what his feelings and intentions are? That's what I'm wondering. Emperor reverse. One more shuffle, last one. Queen of Pentacles, Star card. Okay, so does this person know that you're interested? Is this one of those things where you all are talking?
Maybe sometimes you just can't read the vibe.
Well, no, what I'm wondering is this almost looks like the energy of somebody that isn't even really aware that you like them. So that would indicate one of two things. Either he doesn't even know that you like him, or is not fully aware of the extent, like doesn't really take it seriously, you know? So yeah, that's why there is some karma that needs to be cleared here between the two of you. But what is the feelings and intentions? I don't really think it's a he, right? Am I using the wrong pronouns?
We don't know. I mean, I don't know.
I don't feel like this person even knows what their own intentions are. I don't even really think they know what they want exactly.
Oh, he is a Cancer.
Okay, so I don't even think he knows what he wants exactly. It's like he's ready to settle down, or he thinks he's ready to settle down, but doesn't know who he wants to settle down with, if that makes sense. It's kind of like when somebody says they want to be a millionaire, but they don't know what they want to do to make $1 million, and they don't know how to start doing it. And they don't know even if they're ever going to try. That type of energy, you know? So I don't want to say too much more because I don't know the nature of this situation. But it looks like somebody that isn't really fully aware of just how interested you are. That's why I'm wondering if y'all are in the talking phase. Is it known that there's an interest here? Because I won't lie, it doesn't look like it. It doesn't look like it. Ten of Swords again. Three of Wands, Three of Swords. Yeah, well, another good old classic case of he has not healed from the heartbreak of his last relationship. Is he fresh out of a relationship by chance? Because that's what this looks like. This looks like he's either fresh out of a relationship or he's just still really fucked up about the last relationship that ended. 9 of Swords, 3 of Swords, Tower reversed, 10 of Swords. So yeah, it's like he doesn't really know exactly what he wants with the 2 of Pentacles there. Doesn't really know who he wants to be with. Doesn't know if he wants to be with anybody. He doesn't really know. And I think there's also a part of him too that's kind of wondering whether or not a past person is going to come back. So yeah, he's kind of confused. He's not really 100% sure what he wants exactly.
Oakley dokley. Okay. Now we're going to do Kathy. It says, I am starting a certification program in September. Will I be able to balance my work and this at the same time successfully? And Kathy is a Libra. A Lib.
So those kind of questions are hard to answer because, like, it's whether or not you're able to is, I mean, that's kind of up to you.
Maybe like mentally, like, is it going to be too much, like overwhelming?
I mean, I can tell you whether or not something will be challenging, but I can't tell you whether or not you will give in to the difficulty. I can't tell you that. I can't really tell you how determined and disciplined you will be. I can't really tell you that. Let's see. it's going to be challenging. 5 of Wands, 9 of Swords. It'll be challenging, 100%. Oh, it'll be challenging. But yeah, I can't really tell you if you are going to keep pushing through or if you're going to throw in the white towel. I can't really tell you that. But it will be challenging. It will be challenging, and you'll probably end up connecting with some people that don't have the greatest intentions in the world.
She's asking if she'll be able to balance it.
I know. All right.
Balance it like a Libra. Do the Libra balance. What is that? Like this? Like you never know.
Yeah.
That's what you used to say, I thought.
Yeah, flippy floppy.
Flippy floppy.
So, I mean, if you're asking whether or not it's going to be a simple, easy process, no. No, it's not going to be an easy process that just flows effortlessly. But if you really dedicate yourself to it, look at that. See, we got a scale there.
The Libra scale.
If you really push through and dedicate yourself, then yeah, you can balance it, but it's not going to be an easy process.
Nothing worth working hard for is going to be easy. So
yep,
you could push through it and just keep your eye on the prize and your long-term goal. And just always, maybe even write it down, like right now, what your goals are and like your reason. People always say, like, what is your reason, or what is, like, you know, your why for doing it? And then always reflect back on that when times are hard, just to keep you remembering when it is hard, like why you're doing it and the end result.
I never understood when people say that. What's so hard about understanding your why?
Because sometimes it's hard to you forget when you're caught up in the moment of stress and, you know, the hard times. It's kind of like easy just to want to say, oh, fuck this, whatever, I don't want to do it no more. But then if you can just reminisce on the why, like kind of off topic, but kind of similar for me, like I forget things a lot. And I remember, like, with an ex, he was just like really fucked up to me, and I would forget. Like, I would forget, but I would just be like, oh, everything's fine. It's going to be fine. I started when I was like really hurt and when really bad things happened, I started to write it down in my phone, like in my notes. And I'd like go into deep description of like how I'm feeling, how this is making me feel, what he did, and all this stuff. So when he would start coming back around again, you know, like after we'd have a little breakup, I would go back to my notes and I would reread it. And then I'd be like, damn, like I don't want to do that again. So kind of, I feel like in a similar sense, you can just like read it, like just put something, your why, and maybe like how you're feeling now and like what you want to feel. And that's all. That's kind of like a little manifestation too, I feel like. Oh, my car's ready.
You could have got that, I was going to say.
Okay.
Well, are we going to just pick it up tomorrow, or?
Yeah, I already told them I'm going to pick it up tomorrow.
Oh. All right.
But yeah, that's just like a little Leah advice for someone who forgets things.
Yeah.
Okay. Was that the last spread?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, next is for Coral. Is our business relationship going to turn into a caring love relationship? Coral is an Aries. This is a current person and we work together part-time or as needed, meaning when there is work. So, oh, thanks so much. Looking forward to the reading. You guys are great. He is a Pisces. And thank you. We appreciate you. I like doing the hearts. Oh, I can't do the hearts on this one, huh? Oh.
So is it...
Oh, A business relationship.
I know. I mean, is there a reason to believe that it might? Like, does he flirt with you or something like that? I can look and see if there's a soul contract. Again, I'll say this until my face turns blue and the cows come home. Be careful trying to mix fire and water. It is so incredibly common.
Wait, what did you ask? Because she said we kind of do both.
If there's like flirting or anything like that.
Oh, okay.
Fire and water is a challenging energetic combination. Very challenging. See, when they came up with these representations for the energies in our signs and whatnot, they didn't just pull that out of their ass because it sounds cool. When they talk about, equating certain energies with air, earth, fire, or water, cardinal, mutable, or fixed, they're being very, very energetically literal. Very energetically. So all you got to do is go pour some fucking water on a candle, and you can get a good idea of how that energetic combination behaves. Or if you have a gas stove, go stick a pot of boiling water on the stove. Two more shuffles. Two more. Devil. Got that devil card. Uh-oh, and the death card. King of Cups reversed. And the codependency card. Be careful. Be careful. I don't think there's a long-term relationship soul contract on this. It could potentially turn into a sex-based connection. Very, very, very potentially. But we have King of Cups reversed and the Nine of Cups reversed. So you want to be real careful with that. With the Devil card, I want to be super careful with that. I wouldn't say a nurturing love connection. Let me see what the second spread says here. Possibly a sex-based connection. Very, very possibly. And if you're not careful, potentially a codependency attachment. Devil card again. Careful. Careful, careful, careful. I could see maybe a potential relationship being attempted. Keyword attempted. And the death card again. I could see a potential relationship being attempted, but you want to be real careful with this. It could easily, I think the person you're dealing with is definitely an emotional codependent. Seven of Swords. And this is just somebody you want to be really careful with. Really super, super careful. I don't trust them. Not looking at this energy, I absolutely do not. I do not. So, yeah, I don't really think there's a long-term permanent soul contract for this lifetime. But, this is a pretty close member of your soul family. But, yeah, careful with that. Careful, careful, careful. Sex-based connection at best. Codependency attachment at worst.
All right, next is for B. I've been single for 10 plus years, chatting with a Virgo man online for a couple of weeks. What are his intentions towards me? And B is an Aries.
What's the deal?
Aries.
What's going on with the Aries people today?
The Aries are in the air.
Well, I always tell everybody that, like, whenever I do like the all signs or the weekly check-ins, there will be a general energetic theme that everyone shares. And that just tends to happen. There'll be collective things that happen like that. And then, sometimes the roles will reverse on the other side, and, it'll all be energetic from your end. It'll all be one sign mainly, getting readings and whatnot. I think this person is ready to settle down with the Empress. Page of Cups, Empress. He's ready. His intentions are to settle down and have something long term. You and this person do have karma to clear. So, intentions look solid to me. We got the Sun card. We got the Empress. We got the Four of Wands. So his intentions, he wants to settle down and have something happy, successful. Looks good. Looks really good. That's probably the best intentions I've seen all day. I'm not going to lie. Probably. So, yeah, he's looking for something long term. He's ready to settle down. Let's see what the next spread says.
All right, actually, you guys, we're going to cut it off. So we're like full. Like our list is full. So I'm going to leave it open for like 5 minutes. At like 4:45, that's in 4 minutes. I'm gonna close it for new readings coming in.
Okay.
So
3 minutes if you want a reading.
3 minutes. You better get your butt on that link right now.
Get your reading.
Because we're like maxed out. So trace minutes.
King of Cups. Empress again. His intentions are he wants to settle down. And we got the karmic wheel again. So, yeah, there's karma that needs to be cleared. So his intentions are he wants to settle down. He just doesn't really know who he wants to settle down with. I think he's being very analytical and critical and picky about who he settles down with. He's not just going to jump in head first willy-nilly, But his intentions are he's ready to settle down. He's trying to find somebody to have a life partnership with.
Okay. Because, I was like looking at this and I'm like, okay, so it took 2 hours to get to 22. So that means we're probably going to get to like 44. And we're going to have to do a part 3 to get to 60, 65.
We'll just keep pushing through.
Well, I know that, but I'm just saying, like, we're about maxed out for the day. Like, once we hit like 65, I think that's pretty much, that's good for a day.
Yeah.
Because you still have those personals that you have to do tonight too. You gotta save some energy juice in there.
Yeah.
Okay, next is for Kathy. All right, it says, I need to know what my husband's intentions are and if he's been quitting his jobs or getting fired and if he's going to get another one and what's going on. And she's a Pisces.
Okay,
so we're going to have to...
a bunch of questions.
We're going to have to narrow that down.
So let me see if I got this right. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it sounds like he keeps losing jobs and he's telling you he's getting fired, but you suspect that he's just quitting.
Yeah, that's
and
the
lying
vibe I
about
get.
it. Am I on track there?
Sounds about right.
Okay.
So then we can look into that if there's dishonesty, right?
Mm-hmm. And if he's a lazy ass, I can look at that. If we get a 7 of Swords, King of Pentacles reversed, 8 of Pentacles reversed, he's a lazy fuckwad. But
Oh, that's her husband, though.
don't matter. People marry lazy fuckwads all the time. Good thing you didn't.
Likewise.
Yeah.
I could be lazy sometimes, though. What is it, the luteal phase or one of those phases? I'd be lazy.
King of Wands reversed. Okay. Well, we got the 5 of Pentacles reversed. So 5 of Pentacles upright would indicate that he's getting fired. But Death card reversed. So I think it's kind of like one of those things that it's not that cut and dry. It's not as simple as he's telling the truth or he's blatantly lying. It's one of those things where he's mixing truths and lies together. So I guess retroactively, yeah, he's lying, but it's not quite as simple and cut and dry as that. He's sprinkling in truths and lies together to make it sound better than it actually is. So, yeah, I mean, I think there's probably been a job he's quit, a job he's got fired from. Maybe he intentionally gets fired. I'm sure he's done that, gotten fired on purpose. You know, like fucking off or doing something stupid to get himself fired just so he'll have an excuse to not have to work, you know. Boom, 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 boom. Chariot reversed. Okay. Yeah, 7 of Swords. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's a little bit of a mixture of everything, honestly. It depends on how many times this has happened. I'm sure he's quit a job. I'm sure he's gotten fired. And I don't know how many times he's done this before, but at least one time I think he got fired on purpose. So, yeah. A little bit of everything, you know. You know what that reminds me of? That reminds me of my work ethic when I was like 18.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I hated going to work, man. You know, like you work at this bullshit restaurant and you see customers coming in and you're like, why do they have to eat here?
Oh, yeah.
Why do you have to come here and eat? Don't you know you can get cheaper food down the street?
That sounds just like you.
Just be hating it, man. I remember what that was like. Yeah, I'm not cut out for anything other than this. This is about all I'm cut out for right here. So yeah, a little bit of everything. We do have the Ace of Pentacles here, so yeah, he should be hopefully getting a new job here soon. But it'll probably just be the same old shit if he keeps this up.
So what did it say that he is and isn't?
A little bit of everything, yeah. And I think that at least once he's gotten fired on purpose. You know, just so he can use an excuse and say, "Oh, go forward."
What's his sign? I wonder.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like a Sag, maybe.
Like a Sag.
No, I don't know. I'm guessing. I mean, it kind of sounds like something I would do, like if I didn't want to work or something. I'm not sure. What sign would you guess? Not a Capricorn.
No. No, probably.
I really couldn't guess.
I don't know.
Okay. Well, we are on to the next. You're on Brenda Pepper's mom. Oops, was I not supposed to say your name? I'm so sorry. I'm sorry if I did.
Was there an alias?
Well, that's what it said in the alias.
Oh, well, then you say what was in the name description, whatever they said.
Okay, she said it's okay. Okay. Sorry. Okay, it says, will my website become popular and earn a lot of money? I'm building a community website right now. Would also be selling ad spaces. And she is a Scorpio.
So whenever we look at career, I have to hit it from a different perspective. I want to look at your path as a whole. Fool, reversed emperor. 3 of Pentacles, 6 of Wands reversed. Okay. So this is going to take some work. I'm not seeing what I would call a giant spike in success. It's going to be a slow rolling ball. You're going to be slow rolling. But like I said, the most common thing that I see about 80% of the time when somebody asks a career question, especially in regards to something new that they're starting, 9 times out of 10, when you're starting something new, that's just a breadcrumb on the trail. Very rarely is the first thing you do blow up and be successful. Every now and then, you see it happen every now and then, but that's not very common. This is going to be a slow rolling ball. There is potential. But this is teaching you things more than anything. But there's potential for it. Not overnight, though. Not like right away. And it also depends on what you call success, what you call popular. Because, especially in today's world on the internet, popular, that's different for everybody. There's some people who think that having an audience of 10,000 is popular. There are some people that think that you're not popular unless you have 10 million. I mean, it's just depends on what you mean by that. But it's going to be kind of, I think, a slow rolling ball that's probably going to lead you towards some other opportunities. Hang on, let me see what the second spread says. Karmic wheel reversed. Emperor again. Yeah. Moon card again. Yeah. It has the potential to. There's the 6 of Wands. Is this something? I have so many questions here. Is it up and running yet? Has it even started yet? There's potential that there's going to be a lot of stuff that has to be done. Lots of,
She said not yet running.
Okay. Yeah, it's probably going to be a slow rolling ball. I would work on building an audience. I don't know if you do any kind of social media, but doing ads, putting videos, building an audience, running ads. That was one thing that when I first started building my first businesses, I was learning how to run ads and target audiences. And back then we had to do it all manually. Now with the AI and the algorithms and shit, it's got to be 10 times easier to do it now.
She said that she's still building.
But what?
She's still building?
Okay. All right. Yeah, it's going to take a little bit of work, be a little bit of a slow rolling ball. But yeah, there is potential for success there.
All right, next is for DG. I just reconnected with an ex-coworker. We seem to have common interests and we're planning a first date. Will it work out between us? He's a Gemini and DG is a Sagittarius.
Opposite signs. That's a fairly common energetic combination too. I don't know what it is about the mutable signs always coming together with their opposite. I see lots and lots and lots of Gemini and Saggy and lots of Virgo and Pisces. I don't know what it is about the mutable signs. They always want to go with their opposite. But let me see if there's a soul contract here. Page 1's reverse. Star card. 4 of Wands. Uh-oh, got that 7 of Swords there. Ace of Cups reversed. I'm not seeing a long-term soul contract, but I am seeing the 7 of Swords. So I think one of the things that gets Gemini and Sagittarius so connected is that you have to think opposite energies means mirror image reflection. So very similar in many ways and could be mistaken for identical in many ways, if you think about it. So Gemini and Sag, you can both have a tendency to be really chatty and really, and they can connect, they can really form a connection like that with each other. But you see, here's where they tend to be the opposite. Sagittarius is going to tell you everything you don't want to hear because it's fucking true. Gemini is going to just tell you what you do want to hear, even if it's not true. So, then clashing could happen if there starts to be too much of that mirroring going on there. Let me see what the second spread says.
Gotta love a Sag. If I was gonna have a best friend, I would want them to be a Sagittarius, so we could just talk shit to each other all day long. It sounds like so much fun.
Goofball. Goofball. Hermit reverse, Knight of Pentacles. Just take it kind of slow. Take it kind of slow. I'm kind of feeling like this individual that you're dealing with here. Now, remember, I'm not allowed to spy on the close personal details of somebody else's personal private life. Having said that, this person is not opposed to having a DM full of other people. Now, do they do that successfully? I don't know. But I know if they could, they would have a DM full of other people. Full of other people. If they could, they would be taking a different person out on a date every night. So I would say feel it out. Okay, take it slow. See how the energy feels. If it strings on for too long and there's still that I don't know where this is going, I can't really tell, I don't know, then you might want to back off, because this person would rather right now at least talk to as many people as they can. So just take it slow.
Which means don't put your whole heart in it yet.
Yeah.
Because as Saggies too, we can get attached very easily. We could just, our minds start going and we're marrying ourselves off to them in the first week. And then, you know what I mean? We got to pull them reins in a little bit. Not saying you're doing that, but I used to do that all the time. Girl, I need to get together. I just met this person. But anyways. Oh yeah. Okay, so next we're on Elise. Says, I've been single for just around 2 years now. I've been doing a lot of work on myself and have come a long way and all other parts of my life, but haven't dated since. Is there anything coming in on the romantic front, please? I'm really happy with my career, money, and have a great family and friends, so I couldn't think of anything else I'd like to ask about. So I hope a future love. Love that.
Oh, Wheel of Fortune reversed. Hang on, let me see. That could mean two very different things. Let me see. Let me see. Four of Cups, World reversed. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. So I do see you are doing a good job. Raising vibration, evolving, growing. But there's still a karmic tie with the past person. Still a little bit of a karmic tie there. Still some energy that needs to be released. There's a lot of energy has been released. I'm not saying that none of it has, but there's still just enough energy binding the two of you where there is still a karmic tie. So have you gotten my courses? We're working real hard on the courses. Well, she is behind the scenes in case nobody has, in case you haven't gotten them, they're going to be back up here ASAP. So I explain all that stuff, how to release and process and transmute energy. But I do think that there is another contract that is due to come in, but it's being slowed down because just a little bit of karmic energy is kind of weighing you down a little bit. But we do have the Knight of Cups up here. Let me see what the second spread says. Eight of Pentacles. Queen of Cups reversed there. Karmic wheel fell out on the floor. Yeah, still karmic tie from the past there. So, yeah. There is another soul contract that is due to come in, but that karmic tie is kind of weighing it down. Yeah. And the Six of Cups. So, from the looks of it, it looks like whoever you were with last, that contract is incomplete. So those kind of karmic ties can be more difficult to release energetically. Can be more challenging just from an energetic standpoint, because you're not just releasing the shit that happened in this lifetime, but you want to release and transmute and process through the energy that you've been carrying through from every lifetime, and that can take a little bit. But yeah, there is another contract that's due to come in. I would say that you just continue doing that work and transmuting. Be sure you're transmuting the energy. Okay? So, all right.
Okay, next is Bria. Want to know past person, Aquarius, feeling towards me, and if there's a future timeline where we both do the work and get together, or if we're better off closing it. And Bria is a Cancer dealing with an Aquarius.
Let's look at that contract. Aquarius and Cancer is, I wouldn't say one of the most common. You know how I have a list of the most common energetic pairings, but I would put that down on like number 2. Like one of the second most common energetic pairings is pretty damn common.
She said, oh, go ahead. I just have to say something.
Go ahead.
No, I don't want to cut you off. Okay. She says it was a friendship growing to romance for 5 months. He then pulled back. I accepted being friends, but also he would confuse me with romantic gestures. Past year, we have been on and off contact. Every time we connect, it feels special, and then he discards me. I finally cut it off, but I still feel the energetic cord, and I'm working to get back into the vibration I was when I met him, but wonder if he will come back with clear intentions.
That's not going to happen. You're never going to go back to anything. It doesn't work that way. Life doesn't work that way. This dimension doesn't work that way. I would say that's another big thing that really causes people a lot of trouble in the healing path, is that I hear people say all the time, how do I just let go and go back to who I used to be? That ain't never going to happen. Ever, 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 ever. You're constantly changing. You're either changing for the better or you're changing for the worse. One of the two. If you take a rubber band and you stretch it all the way to its breaking point and relieve it, it never goes back to its molecular structure. If I fall down and break my arm right now, I could go to the most world-famous, world-renowned, broken bone motherfucker on the planet.
Bone motherfucker?
He could put my arm back to where it's almost perfect. They could still dig up my bones in 100 years and say, oh, that motherfucker had a broken arm. Once something is broken or changed in any way, it never goes back to what it was, ever. Ever. So that's not going to happen. Let me just see what's going on here. But, I mean, I don't really need a tarot card to tell you that he's playing games with you. But I want to see what the soul contract is. When a dude does you like that, he's playing with you. Boom, 7 of Swords. He's a sneaky, deceitful, lying little fuckbag is what he is. King of Swords. Death card reversed. There's somebody else involved. Somebody else. Could be somebody he has a past history with. But it kind of feels... Now, okay, so again, I have to always preface this by saying I'm not allowed to spy on the details of somebody's life. Just so you know. But if I had to take an intuitive shot in the dark, what this feels like is that there's somebody else that he really wants to be with, and he's with you or somebody else or whatever to fill the void. And then once he hears from that person, he goes running to them. And then when that falls through, he goes and just finds somebody to fill the void. So I'm not even really seeing what the soul contract is. I'll let you know if it comes out, but he's playing with you. Ain't no man, no Aquarius. If an Aquarius loves you, you gonna fucking know. If you grab an Aquarian's heart, you gonna know. Oh, you gonna fucking know. If an Aquarius is playing games with you like that, they don't care. They're playing with you. I've been that Aquarius. I've been that guy. But see, here's the tricky part. Do you understand that? That's the tricky part. Because if you don't understand that, you're better off repeating this cycle as many times as it takes until you understand it. But 7 of Cups, yeah, he can't spy on the details of his life, but it wouldn't surprise me if he has a list of people he bounces around to. And 9 times out of 10, when a dude comes in your life and then leaves and then comes back and then leaves again and comes back and then leaves again, it's because he's playing around with other people. And, you know, for a dude, it's harder for a man to find a mate than it is for a woman. You know, a woman can pretty much just go play eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Who wants to fuck a hoe? A man can't really do that. I mean, not really. He has to get really good at the game. or have some sort of attribute that makes him more valuable in the dating marketplace. Your average man can't just go play eeny, meeny, miny, mo like that. So there's about a 90% chance that your average man, if something falls through, he's going to struggle for a little bit trying to find somebody new. So that's why he keeps women from his past folded up in his back pocket, so that while he's trying to find somebody new, he has someone else to jump to. And then once he finds somebody new, because every man would prefer something new. Most men, if they had a choice of anything they could have, they don't want nothing that they've had before. A man that's playing games wants new. What's next? What's that new pussy? I want that new person.
But then why are they always like, if you meet someone new, they're always still like hooked up with their ex, or they're still stuck on their ex?
Huh?
It seems like when people who are dating, they'll be like, oh, I met someone new, yada, yada, yada. But it's like they're still stuck on their ex, or like they're still talking to their ex.
Yeah, because they
have the opportunity to be with someone new.
We're talking about two totally different things. If somebody has you, how do I explain this? When a man's heart's broken and he's hurt, he wants what's going to fill that void and make him feel better about himself as quick as possible. Nothing, and I mean nothing, makes a man, well, your average man, nothing makes a man feel better about himself than being able to fuck a new woman. That just makes him feel like he's just the macho man. He's the most amazing. Look at me. Look what I can do, you know? Mm-hmm. And so if he was in love with somebody and he got hurt, that's what he wants to do. He wants to get as many new women as possible, because that's every one of them is a trophy. So it's really stupid. It's fucking ridiculous. It's really stupid. And I feel stupid even sitting here and explaining it, but that's the truth. So
interesting.
Hopefully that makes sense. Yeah. I know it doesn't make sense. It's really stupid, but that's the way men are.
Yeah, she said, I knew the player energy, but thought we had a contract. So
well, there may be, but it didn't show through. Usually, if a soul contract doesn't show up in a spread, there's one of two reasons. Either A, there's not one, or B, there is, but the energy is so fucked up that it's a total soul contract. Meaning the universe totaled it out and said, no, this energy is way too fucked up. Yes, you have a contract, but not in this lifetime. This person is going to pull you so far off your path. No, maybe in another lifetime. So that happens every now and then. So there's a possibility that could be what happened here.
Okay, next we have Andrea. I've been talking to Julio. He's a Gemini. I'm a Gemini moon for about a month. What are his true intentions with me? Just want some insight.
Damn, a month. You still don't know his intention? Das ist nicht gut. Mm, 401. 9 of Pentacles reversed. Ace of Swords reversed. Okay, all right. Oops, damn fan.
Damn fan.
Dadgum dang old fan, man. So he wants to settle down with someone, just doesn't know with whom. And with the 6 of Cups here, there's still some really heavy past energy weighing him down very heavily. I wish I could think of a better way to explain that. It's like, I don't want to find a girlfriend, you know? Let me just see who will give me some attention. Oh, you'll give me some attention? Okay, I'm going to talk to you.
It's called thirsty.
Yeah, there we go, 2 of Wands. See, like, okay, the first person that'll show me some attention, we're going to be talking and just kind of hoping that things will just pick up and flow naturally. And, you know, if they don't, we're just going to sit here and spin in circles, because I don't want it bad enough to come sweep you up off your feet, but you're giving me attention, so I don't want to just completely let you go. I don't really know. I don't know what I want. Don't know who I want to be with. I can't really tell if you like me or, you know, so he's very, very unsure. I mean, he wants to settle down in a relationship. Just doesn't know with whom. Let's see what the second spread says. Six of Cups again.
She said, yes, it does feel like that.
Yeah, Three of Cups, Three of Pentacles. That really heavy past energy on this person, really heavy. So he's lonely. He's an emotional codependent. So that's the energy of I'm lonely, empty, and incomplete, and I just want to be with somebody. Somebody, anybody, I don't care who, just a faceless, nameless somebody. I just need to be with somebody because I'm lonely, you know? And, you know, he doesn't know with whom. But, I mean, honestly, there's a past person weighing heavily on his mind. So, does he have bad intentions? I wouldn't call them bad. I don't think he's playing games with you. But I think it is coming from a place of being very lost and broken, you know? So, yeah. I would be trying to dig to the bottom of seeing what it is that he wants. After that first month, that's when it's down to crunch time now. We got to start figuring out at least what the intentions are. All right. Actually, I'm going to go to the bathroom real quick. Hang on, y'all.
I was going to go. We both have to go. Snooze, you love. Okay. Okay, so we're probably going to have to do a part 3. Like, honestly, I don't really want to do a part 3. I hope we can get as many people as possible, but I feel like realistically, we're going to be doing a part 3. Because I feel like Rich can only go, like, he kind of starts getting drained around 2 hours, and we're at 1 hour and 12 minutes now. So we're at number 39, and we have a total of 62. So we're about a little over halfway. You guys are so awesome, though. Like, thank you guys so much for buying all these. Like, you have no idea. We are so grateful for you guys. It is 5:18 here, so I don't think we're gonna take as long of a break. It'll probably just be like, what do you think? Like a 2-hour break this next time, or what?
Are we doing a part 3?
We're probably gonna have to, yeah. I'm just saying, when we do, is it gonna be a 3-hour break, or you want to just do like a 2?
Probably 2.
Yeah, because I'm trying to think. We're already 1 hour in, and then
We still got 20 more to do.
Yeah, a little bit. Like, there's like 25 more.
Let's just see.
So
I'm good to push through unless you're wanting to break.
it takes you a little over 2 hours to do 25. So then you're not going to push for another 2 hours.
If I have to, but if you don't want to.
Well, I want people to be able to get like a good message, and if you're drained, it's just, we're not doing any good for anybody. It's not good for you. It's not good for
I'll
them.
let you know if I'm drained.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying maybe we don't need as long of a break this next time.
Okay. Yeah.
But I feel like I'm gonna sneeze. Okay.
I've been mentally preparing myself for this all week. I knew it was going to be a busy day.
I know. You guys are so awesome, though. Seriously. Okay. Moving on. We got Connie. My ex is an Aquarius. We broke it off September 2024. It's been no contact for months. I was hoping for friendship. Is that possible? And Connie is a Capricorn.
Hoping for friendship? Ooh, that's challenging. That's hard. That requires two very skilled energy workers to pull that off successfully. I've seen it happen. I'm not saying that I haven't. I've seen it happen. But to be honest with you, of all the times I've seen it attempted, I've seen it pulled off successfully probably maybe 15 to 20% of the time. Because, both of you have to be able to process that energy. Process it, release it, wipe the slate clean, and take a totally new energetic pathway. I'm going to tell you right now, I couldn't do it. Ain't no way in fuck. I mean, I don't even have the slightest desire to even have any of my exes in my life for any reason. No desire. So, and that's aside from me being married. Even if I was single, I would have no desire to have any of my exes in my life. I don't know. That's a tricky one. Let's just see what the energy looks like. 4 of Pentacles. Eight of Swords, reverse Magician. 6 of Swords. Then you. Okay, you're the Capricorn dealing with an Aquarius. So the Aquarius energy in the spread right here is not looking good. So this individual is the type. Well, most Aquarians typically get that staple put on them for internalizing their emotions and not processing them. So I'm really thinking that this individual, is it possible? Yes and no. Could you all be friends? Yes, but it would be a fake friendship. King and Queen of Swords reverse, 9 of Swords here. It would be very fake. And there would be a lot of tension. And the tension would probably slowly begin to build. And you would be lucky if the two of you parted ways silently. You may be able to, possibly. Aquarians are typically better at that than other signs. But this person isn't really processing the energy. Not really. They're doing what Aquarians do best, and that's just swallowing it and pretending nothing happened without processing it. So let's see what the other spread says. 3 more shuffles. 3 more. Hierophant. There's the 2 of Cups. Devil reversed. And the codependency card there. And Empress reversed fell out on the floor. So, could you be friends? Technically, yeah. It wouldn't be genuine. I don't know how sensitive you are to energy, but if you're a person like me who's very highly ultra sensitive to energy, it would probably make you extremely uncomfortable, probably. Because it would be forced, it would be fake. There would be something seriously off, about it. You could try it though. You could try it, but probably not, honestly.
Are we on to the next?
Yep.
Okay, next is for Lexi. Will my ex Bianca come out of no contact? We had a brutal ending and we were best friends for 16 years. we started a relationship, but it ended badly. And then Lexi is an Aries. Aries day.
Oh, Ace of Swords reverse. She doesn't know how to approach you. She doesn't really know how to break the ice with you. Chariot, Empress reversed, 5 of Wands, 10 of Swords. So, I mean, to answer the question directly, will she take it upon herself to come out of no contact? No, I don't think so, because she does miss what you all had, 100%, but she doesn't know how to approach you. She doesn't know how to start a conversation with you, because she doesn't know where she stands with you. She doesn't know if you're still mad at her or if you miss her too. So 8 of Cups, she's still walking away from this because she doesn't really know how to approach you. Let's see what that second spread says. Ace of Wands reversed. Nine of Pentacles. Now you intimidate her. So she feels like she has no choice but to move on from this. Again, I don't know why. But she feels like she has no choice but to move on from this. If you are the one that officially ended it, she's not going to chase after somebody that broke things off with it. She's not going to chase and beg. If she's the one that officially ended it, she's probably afraid and feels a little bit stupid and embarrassed. However that resonates, but she doesn't know how to approach you. She's intimidated. So probably not.
Okay. Next is for Eve. It says, will the next job offer I receive be one that meets my financial expectations and brings me happiness? And
No.
Eve is a Capricorn.
No job is going to bring you happiness. We can see what the finances look like, but that's not happiness. Even when you do get a job that, pays well and all that good stuff, that doesn't create happiness. It can create some pleasure. Oh, 100%. 100%. But that's not happiness. So we have the Ace of Cups here. But the Page of Pentacles is reversed. So, I don't know. It's kind of telling me that you may end up with a couple of different opportunities. And there's an opportunity that you're not seeing as well. And you could end up basically needing to choose between something that's enjoyable but doesn't pay well versus something that you don't really want to do but it does pay well. And that's actually, honestly, a really interesting place to be in when it comes to the whole money and happiness thing, because we've all heard that old saying, money doesn't buy happiness. And I know that I was very much one of those people that didn't believe that, when I set off to manifest financial abundance until I started making a couple dollars. And I had to learn. I was like, oh, wow, they're fucking right. It really doesn't. It can bring you pleasure and distract you for a little bit. When you buy a new toy, bring you some pleasure, but then you get bored with it. Then you have to buy a new toy, and that brings you some pleasure, and then you get bored with it. And you got to make a little bit more money, and that brings you some pleasure, and then you get bored with it. So that's an interesting place to find yourself in. I wouldn't say your next job offer. I wouldn't say that.
She said that's what I mean.
Within the next few years, though, you'll be good. You'll be good financially. I don't know if I would say the next one, though. There's a few different offers, options, and opportunities that you'll be able to choose from. But like I said, I'm thinking that there's going to be some conflicting choices. Like, do I do this thing that looks fun but doesn't pay that great? Or do I do this job that looks like a pain in the fucking ass, but it pays really good? You know? And that's, and there's also some opportunities that you're not even seeing as well. So, but, I'm not even going to dig into that, because if you're not seeing it, that means you're not a vibrational match. So if you're not a vibrational match, it wouldn't even matter if you tried it. It wouldn't work. I do think that, yes, you will, within the next year or so, if you're mindful, about the choices that you make, Page of Pentacles, 10 of Pentacles, yeah, you can find a job offer that pays well. I don't know about the whole happiness thing, though, but pays well, absolutely. But there's going to be several opportunities for you to choose from. Yeah, see, 9 of Swords. I don't know about the whole happiness thing, but yeah, you could be making really good money in the next year or so. But yeah, just be mindful. Be very, very mindful. I'm not going to tell you what and what not to do, because that's I don't know. Wouldn't you say that's an important lesson for everybody to kind of go through on their own? I think so. Because I had to. I remember I would always hear people say, money doesn't buy happiness. I'd be like, oh, you're so full of shit. That's just what broke people say to justify being broke. That's just what rich people say so they can try to sound humble. Give me some fucking money and watch how happy that makes me. And then I started making a couple dollars. And at first I thought I was happy. And after about a year of that, I was like, oh my God, I'm going fucking insane. So
what's that saying? More money, more problems.
That's so fucking true.
Yeah, that's kind of true.
That is true. It is very true. You don't know what you would do with money until you get your hands on it. Matter of fact, too, you don't know what demons you have hiding in there until you can afford to feed them.
All your rinky dinks. He's got the rinky dink demons, let me tell you.
A rinky-dink demon.
Oh my God, all the fucking rinky-dinks and little action figures. And
I decorate my home studio with rinky-dinks.
I'd rather him buy rinky-dinks than go cheat on me, okay? So it's like a balance. I'm like, all right, I'll put up with that shit, but, you don't cheat on me, so it's like, okay.
I don't even have a desire to go cheat on you.
I know, but you have desire to buy rinky dinks. Anyway, yeah.
I have a little spending problem, but I'm way better than I used to be. Way better. Used to, 5 years ago? Oh my God, I would spend thousands of dollars a week. I'm not that bad now. Maybe a couple hundred.
Don't remind me. And then we move, and it all gets tossed in the trash, because it's like,
you made me. I wanted to keep it.
No. You're a hoarder. No, literally, you are kind of a hoarder. You are like borderline. You are just like a big step away.
No. I'm not a hoarder.
He's close.
See, she has a 15-year-old pair of underwear. She has a 25-year-old pillow that she sleeps with. She has like a 30-year-old blanket.
I have my backpack from like 9th grade.
Yeah, backpack from 9th grade.
I have my jacket from high school.
You know what the oldest item I own is? 6 years old. The shirt that I was wearing this morning. My black shirt with the gray Under Armour logo is the oldest thing that I have. I bought that in 2019. I don't have anything from my past. Nothing. I have had to throw away and walk away from everything I've ever owned. So yeah, now that I'm able and stable, I like to be able to hold on to things, you know? So.
Oh, I know. It's okay.
You a hater.
Even Nevaeh knows that you are kind of a hoarder too. No, okay. For example, what is that? I was cleaning out his office, right? And I'm throwing things away that like don't really matter. There was this little like plastic duck, like a little ducky that he found on the floor in the parking lot of I don't even know.
It was in the airport when we were talking to Tracy.
In the airport, he found it on the floor. I was like, oh my God, it's trash. So I threw it in the trash, and a day or two later, I saw it in his office, and I was like, I threw that away. He dug through the trash to keep this little thing. Like, why? That's a hoarder. Like going, oh, I might need that. Oh, I want that going through the trash.
No, it was on top. I didn't dig through the trash.
I know. But it's just like things like that where I'm like, bro, that's like hoarder.
If you've ever met a real hoarder will keep a fucking old moldy fruit cup because they think they might need it one day. That's what a real hoarder does. A real hoarder will keep a old fucking moldy.
They're not all like that. That's one type. Yes, there's like different types of hoarders.
When I was homeless, there was a lady who was a hoarder, and she actually had a car. She lived in her car, and her car was filled with old food, like old fruit cups, moldy food. And if you try to go throw it away, she would say, I might need that. Like,
that's like a different type. I'm not saying you're like the dirty one, 100%. Yeah. But yeah, like there are hoarders who like to collect things or just of that nature. It doesn't have to be
the main thing that I like, if I didn't have my own home office, it probably wouldn't be that bad, but I love to decorate my studio, my office, and I like decorating with abstract shit. So, you know, I get things that were from my childhood, like movies, like Terminator stuff and Aladdin and fucking what else? Grand Theft Auto.
Beavis and
Butthead, yeah. Stuff that I loved growing up, you know?
Well, I'm glad that you feel like your inner child is happy in your office. Your office. Keep it in your office. All right. Moving on, we have Gary. And Gary bought 2 questions. Okay, the first one is, what are my ex's current energies right now? Been broken up for 1 month. Basically, what's going on with him energetically, wondering if he will step forward and do the right thing. Basically, reconciliation. That's what I got. What about that? And Gary, if you're here, you can just correct us if we're wrong on that.
Yeah, if you're in the chat, I'm curious as to how long y'all were together.
Oh my God, someone says they have a 45-year-old nightgown.
Oh Jesus, that's cool.
That's gonna be me. That's gonna be me when I'm.
That's fucking cool though. I like that. That's cool.
That is so funny.
This one time, hang on, Gary. Sorry, we were walking on the strip, right down the Las Vegas Strip, and there was this little lady reading tarot cards, and Leah goes, "Ooh, I want to go get a reading." And she turned out to be a subscriber. She was like, oh, I was hoping you would walk up to me. I watch you all the time. And she handed me a deck of tarot cards and said, here, will you flip some cards for me? And this deck, it was a 45-year-old deck, one of these right here. I was scared to shuffle it. I was like, oh my God, this thing's going to fall apart in my hands. She had a 45-year-old tarot deck.
I totally forgot about that.
I think that shit's cool.
Okay, so Gary said, I'd like to check and see what his feelings and intentions are right now, too. Oh, yeah, that's going to be for your second question.
Did he leave or did you leave? Who left?
Yeah, who left?
Just curious.
He said, I left.
Well, then...
Why what?
He's a codependent. I mean, he's lonely, very, very lonely. He's a codependent, but I think he does want to be with you. But with the Three of Wands there, no, he's not going to come chasing after you if you're the one that left. I don't think he's going to do that with the Three of Wands. I think he's waiting to see if he'll ever hear from you again.
Oh, he said they were together for 2 years.
2 years, okay. So he's very guarded, very, very on defense. And it's always so hard to explain somebody's feelings and intentions when they're a codependent because, you know, the codependent is all about filling the void in their own heart. You know, it's all about how it makes me feel at the end of the day. It's all about my feelings, you know, how things make me feel. And that's the codependent. That's the best way I can describe it in this quick little reading here. So he doesn't really have bad intentions. He's just a very service to self, self-centered, very focused on himself. It's all about me and my feelings and the void in my heart and stuff like that. But I mean, I do think that he does want to be with you, but it doesn't look like he's planning on coming and chasing after you. Let's see what the second spread says. Knight of Wands. Yeah, kind of immature too. Three of Swords, King of Swords. So, I don't know. He's very conflicted. So, it's like on one hand, he's playing the victim. Boo-hoo, poor pitiful me. Wants to reconcile. But then on the other hand, is trying to just detach himself from this emotionally because he doesn't know how to deal. He's a very broken person. I don't know if you knew that or not. I'm sure you did. If you've been with him for 2 years, he's a very, 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 very broken person. Now, I'm not allowed to spy on the close personal details of somebody else's personal private life. But usually when I see this kind of energy come through, it usually stems back to childhood. I could be wrong, and I will gladly take it on the chin if I am wrong. But I would suspect that he probably had a pretty fucking traumatic childhood. If not, then, you know, whatever. I don't know what caused all this energy that he's just been carrying with him that has nothing to do with you, you know? So, yeah, he's very conflicted deep down inside. But, I mean, he wants to be with you. What's the second question?
Second question was, what are my ex's true feelings and intentions towards me? Is that what you just read? Well,
that was like this. Yeah,
I told you that's the second one.
That's the same question twice in a row.
No, it's not.
What are my ex's energies?
Basically, yeah. What's their energy and if they're going to do the right thing and reconciliation, I guess?
I mean, when I say energies, that encompasses feelings, intentions.
So should we ask if he wants to ask something else?
I guess I can see if I can dig a little bit deeper.
Well, do you want to give him an opportunity to ask something different?
I mean, if he wants, I guess. Ooh, we already got that Seven of Swords yelling right there.
Okay, well, let us know if you want us to dig deeper into that, or
I can dig a little deeper.
Or if you have another question.
I mean,
that you want.
Seven of Swords.
He says you could dig deeper into it. He says that you can dig deeper into it.
Okay.
There's again. Were you showing the Seven of Swords?
Yeah.
Oh, was that on the bottom?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought that was in the middle. So I was like, there. But that was there that whole time.
Yeah.
And then bottom.
Five of Wands, very defensive. I would almost say that he's a little on the narcissistic side. So I don't have just one narcissist card. I'm very careful with how I use that word. You know, a lot of people like to call somebody a narcissist just because they have one narcissistic trait. You know, I don't roll like that. For me to say someone's narcissistic, there has to be a combination of cards of no less than 3 in the same spread. And I have 3 of them here. Emperor reversed, King of Swords reversed, and Seven of Swords. That mixed with the Five of Wands, do the right thing? Probably not. I don't think so. Probably not. But yeah, he's very much, like I said, focused on himself. It's all about me. He's playing the victim. And I don't think he's going to come chasing after you, though, at least not right now. Maybe, have y'all done this before by chance? Maybe if it strings on for too much longer and you don't come chasing after him, that might increase the chances of him wanting to step forward. But right now, I think he's trying to give you the silent treatment.
He said that he called me one. Okay. I think once, maybe.
Okay. Yeah, I think he's trying to reel you in, like he's trying to use little tactics like silent treatment next to breadcrumbing and stuff like that to try to see if he can reel you in. He's a manipulator. He's very manipulative.
He called me a narcissist.
That dude, every time, I swear to God, every time. Well, 9 times out of 10. Let's be practical here. The person accusing someone of being a narcissist always ends up being the actual narcissist, from what I've seen. Like 9 times out of 10. Usually the person who's not the narcissist isn't so quick to go screaming that from the rooftops. You know, they're usually very like reserved and they keep to themselves. And, you know, then if they open up, they'll kind of tell you. But usually the person that's going out screaming, narcissist, 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 that's usually the narcissist, 9 times out of 10. For real.
Yeah. That's funny. Well, not funny when you're being accused of it. But...
Yeah. That's annoying.
All right. Was that the last one?
Yep.
The last spread? Okay. All right. Thank you, Gary.
Yep.
All right. Next is for Nikki 198705. When will my life take a turn for the better in all areas? Thanks, Rich. I love your work, and you're just like the cousin I should have been born to. And Nikki is a Cancer. Well,
we can't really get too deep into time frames, like when. I can look at your life path and see why things are not working out for the best. But I can't really tell you when, because, you know, when we go through struggles like that, trust me, I know what it's like. Things normally don't start turning around until you have fully learned and are integrating the lessons that you're learning along the way. And that's when things start taking a turn for the better. Let me see here. 10 of Wands, 9 of Pentacles, 7 of Pentacles. Okay. Well, I mean, this is kind of telling me that there's still, I don't know what you mean. You say all aspects, but there's some aspects of things that you're still carrying with you. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's family drama or relationship drama or what, but there's still some negativity from the past that you're still kind of carrying with you. And I'm not saying that this is when you're going to wake up and everything's going to be better, but things probably won't start turning in a different direction until you really start actually integrating. Like releasing and transmuting energy isn't just simply learning the lesson. Learning the lesson is just the very first step. The rest of it comes when you start integrating the lesson, and then you start seeing how integrating the lesson is benefiting your life. And then it's still not done. It's not done until you learn the lesson, you integrate the lesson, you see how the lesson is benefiting your life, and then you use that to redefine the meaning behind the whole experience. That's energy transmutation, is to assign meaning to the things that happen to you in your life. And it's not an overnight process. But yeah, so there's still quite a bit of stuff that's not being released, not being transmuted. And I don't know how long. So you say when, well, how long have things been not going for the better in all aspects. So, I mean, right now in both of these spreads, my spreads have unless you name a time frame, my spreads have a default time frame of roughly 6 to 8 months, roughly somewhere in there. And the rest of this year is looking a little bit rough, honestly. Without knowing really any other details, I can't really give any more advice because there's some details that would play a major role on the advice that I give. But I mean, if you stay on the same energetic pathway, it does look like the challenges are still on the horizon. And trust me, I know what that's all about. I just went through a challenging period in my life, a 2-year-long challenging period that just started turning in a different direction very recently. I get it. So.
Okay, right. Next is for Chrissy. Will I ever get over Tommy and the hurt he caused me? He's a past/current when it's good for him. Oh, he's a past, but current when it's good for him. We started in 2021, and Chrissy is a Capricorn. And yes, I know there's dark energy attached to me, so get ready to light the sage. I got it right here. I'm ready to go.
Well, those questions are difficult to answer. I always want to be very, very careful as a reader and not steal your power from you. Because healing and getting over something is a decision that you make. I am not going to tell you what decision you're going to make. That steals way too much power from you. So it's an on and off thing, basically. Let me get a soul contract check here. 10 of Cups, reverse. This is a completed contract. That's why it's on and off. So there's no spiritual purpose for the two of you to be together. So if you keep playing the same game, you will keep winning the same prize. Just to let you know. Emperor reversed. Temperance reversed. Queen of Wands reversed. 7 of Swords. Well, I mean, the first step to getting over something like this is the first step is you putting your foot down and refusing to play the game. See, here's the thing about on and off relationships. Now he's comfortable coming and going when he pleases because in his mind, he knows what buttons to push, how to tug on your emotions. He knows how to get you to open the door and let him back in. So he's comfortable. He feels like I can just come and go whenever I please. I got you down. I know how to manipulate you. So it's the hard part is putting your foot down and keeping it there and really keeping it there and not bending, not flexing, not budging. That's the hard part. So I'll answer the question by saying, will you ever get over it? That depends on how quickly you're able to make the decision that the pain of leaving is not as great as the pain of repeating the cycle. So there's 2 paths that you can choose from right now, and they're both painful. There's the pain of change and the pain of staying the same. The pain of change is temporary. The pain of staying the same is permanent. So there's that dark energy there. You already knew that, though, so we don't got to talk about that. Yeah, I mean, it kind of depends on when you get so sick and tired of being sick and tired that you would rather endure the pain of change than the pain of staying the same. So retroactively, yes, eventually at some point. It's not a matter of if, it's when. And the when is kind of up to you. When you're so tired of spinning around that merry-go-round that you just refuse to ever do that again. So.
Okay, next is Corey. It says, is my person that I'm supposed to be with forever romantically in my life right now, my life currently?
I don't think I've ever seen that happen like that. 9 times out of 10, well, by the time you're a vibrational match to your divine life partner, if you're not a vibrational match, they're not going to be in your life. By the time you're a vibrational match, the two of you are going to come together instantly. What's Sperry doing? He's rubbing up against the tripod.
No, he's being weird. He was like digging his nails in the.
Stop.
What's he doing? He's fine.
He's rubbing his head against the tripod.
He weighs like 2 pounds. He's not gonna knock it over. I'd be very surprised.
Queen of Wands. So So now, correct me if I'm wrong, but it sounds like you have one specific person that you got your eye on. So from what I'm getting here, that person that you have your eye on, you've been life partners with that person in previous lifetimes. In some past life, you all had a life partnership. And I think that that's triggering a soul memory from a previous lifetime. Is what that's telling me with the Lover's card and the 6 of Cups here. Where'd it go? This is a hard deck. Oh, no. This deck is tricky. Oh, there it is. Lover's card, 6 of Cups. So let me see what the second spread says. Whoop. Empress. 3 more shuffles. 1, 2, and 3. Three of Pentacles, 2 of Wands. So the individual, this is always the way it happens too. The individual that you are referring to right now, the reason why you've connected with that person was to drastically alter the trajectory of your life path. So whenever the universe needs to resort to changing your path, there's many different ways that the universe goes about trying to alter your path. And most of the time, we humans just ignore it. So when it gets down to crunch time, the universe will send one of the closest members of your soul family to intercept your path. And it creates this really intense feeling of soul recognition. It sparks up the feeling of the soul connection you all had in previous lifetimes. And it will change the course of your path. But your actual divine life partner, I wouldn't say that you know who that person is yet. I wouldn't say that. But the person you're referring to, you're close, you have been life partners in previous lifetimes. But that person's main role in your life is to alter the course of your path.
Okay, so you want to just do this one and then we'll do part 3?
Are you wanting to break?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so we're going to do Elizabeth right now. Just moved out of family home / divorce. So much self-doubt. Is this my best path? The relationship had love but toxic. Should I go back? And she's a Libra.
3 of Wands. Let's get 3 shuffles for the 3 of Wands. Judgment reverse, Sun reversed. Well, it depends on what you mean by should I. So So this was a karmic contract, and the karma has not been cleared successfully. So from a spiritual perspective, the soul contract is not complete. It is not. However, from an energetic perspective, the energy of the person that you're dealing with is very, very, very fixed and stuck. So in order, even if you was to come back, it would probably just repeat the same cycle, because both people involved have to change energies in order to make a reconciliation work successfully. Actually, honestly, you know what this is telling me? I normally don't say this kind of thing, but this is kind of telling me that you're probably going to give in and go back anyways, no matter what I say. That's what this is telling me.
Busted.
That's what this is telling me. But like I said, if you do that, if both of you aren't on the same page at the same time working towards the same goal, it will repeat the cycle. So I can't really say that's your best path. Now, when it comes to something like that, like an incomplete contract, that is strictly up to opinion. Now, I can tell you what I would do. That doesn't mean that my way is the right way. That doesn't mean do what I'm doing. It's just the way I handle shit. If I was in a situation like that, I would walk away from it, release it, and heal it. Now, I'm not a long-term karmic human, so my higher self isn't playing that game. But the way I've always handled things in this life, I have just always had this feeling deep down inside that I'm meant for something very important, and I don't have time to waste my time. So I don't have time for anybody that's going to hold me back. I don't have time to spend my life with somebody that's going to do nothing but cause me misery. So if all you're going to do is bring drama to my life, then I ain't got time for you. I would rather heal from this and see what else the universe has to offer. I would rather die alone than be in a toxic, shitty relationship that's nothing but toxicity and drama. King of Wands reverse. But, I mean, is it your best path? It depends. It depends. If you successfully heal from it and cut that karmic contract, yes, you could turn that into your best path. 100%. But if you don't, if you just kind of walk away from it and, you know, just try to forget about it, then no, it probably won't be a very good path, at least in the beginning. And right now, it's looking like I don't really see the individual in question doing what it takes to change vibrations and change energies, which both of you would have to be doing. I'm not saying it's all on that person. It's on both of you. But unfortunately, the only person you have control of is you. So, yeah, it could be your best path. It could. It depends on how much healing you do. So since you're already on the path, I would dedicate myself to the healing process. You know? So.
Okay, so the girl that we read first is in the chat. So let's go ahead and just read hers right now. So the question was, what does James want from me? So what is it that we want to know?
Who is he to you? Is he a potential love interest? Is he an ex? Is he
family member? Was this somebody you work with, your boss?
Is he trying to? Is it an ex trying to come back?
Current person. Okay, so
you're currently in a relationship. So elaborate. What do you mean? What does he want from you? If you're currently in a relationship.
She said, yes, it's a little rough right now. Okay, like, what do you mean specifically? Like, what does he want from you? Are you asking, like, does he want to be with you, like, in a relationship? Is that what you're saying? Or does he, like, want to keep the relationship? Or does he want to break up? She said, does he still want to be here and build this relationship? Okay.
Hermit reversed. Well, he just doesn't want to be alone. Moon card, Ten of Pentacles reversed, Empress. Well, he, see, look, 95% of the time, a person's behavior towards you is a reflection of how they feel about themselves. He doesn't really know what he wants. He wants to be in a relationship. He doesn't want to be alone, but he's fighting a battle within himself. It's not what he wants from you, because there's nothing you can do. This is one of the leading causes of relationship failure, is expecting another person to make you happy. You know, expecting another person to make you feel complete. Blaming your feelings on the person that you're with, and holding the person you're with accountable for making you feel the way you want to feel. So it's not really a matter of what he wants from you, or at least it shouldn't be, because there's nothing you can do. If you're doing everything you can possibly do and it's still not fucking good enough, then there's nothing that you can do. So, I mean, does he indicate that there's something that he wants from you that you're not doing right? Because if he's leaving that message in the air, then it's gonna, nothing you do will ever be good enough. He doesn't want to be alone. He doesn't want to be alone. He doesn't want to be with himself, because he's fighting a battle with himself. So he doesn't know what in the hell he wants. He doesn't know. He wants to be with somebody, but he doesn't know with who. Because we have the 7 and the 8 of Cups here. You know, that's the card of walking away, exploring other love options and sex-based connections. But then we also have the Lover's card here. So it's like he wants to settle down with his life partner, but the main thing is he just doesn't want to be alone. He doesn't want to be with himself. Can't stand to be with himself. So he's a codependent. Codependent. When you're dealing with a codependent, nothing you do will ever be good enough. Ever. Now, I'm not saying don't do what you can to try to help make your partner happy. 100%. What I'm saying is if they aren't contributing to their own happiness, it doesn't matter what you do. It does not matter what you do. So, yeah, this is a codependency attachment.
Okay.
So, all right.
All right. So let's come back at 7:30, an hour and a half. Is that good?
It's up to you. Yeah.
Okay. 7:30 Pacific time. We'll come back and then we're going to finish up all of them in part 3. So.
All right, y'all. We'll see you here in a little bit.
Bye.